Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
And welcome in, everyone, on this Monday night. Did you survive today? Yes, we noticed it was much hotter. In fact, I had ran down the road here for just a moment, just a few minutes ago, and it is so humid out there, even, this hour of the night. Very humid out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tropics here. We do have further development going on. We've got a 70% chance of further development. Thanks, Skylar. Skylar the Palms in the studio, doing what he does best, barking. So we'll try to continue on. He was being quiet, but he's most certainly going to interrupt. But anyway, we've gone from that 50% risk of development over 7 days now to 70%. So we are in the peak of tropical season. We're kind of getting on the other side of that peak just a little bit. And it's been very quiet, but things are starting to ramp up out there in the Atlantic. We've got a couple of tropical waves that we're watching closely, and we got to pay close attention there because those could eventually make their way into the Gulf, and then we would wind up having to deal with something there as well. But we'll keep you informed on that over the next few weeks as we are in that tropical season. Today we topped out at 93 degrees. We started out a morning low of 73. Record high back this day in history, 2007, it was 101. And then we had a recorded record low of 55 this day in history back in 1989. Normal high is 90. Normal low would be 68. So we've been above normal for both the high and low for today. All right, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the current cameras out there starting in Memphis. 82 degrees feels like 87. Feels like 87. 5 degrees warmer than the actual temperature. Check this out, though. UT Martin, 82 feels like 92. And then right here in Savannah, 77, feels like 77. It's been a little bit cooler there. We had the rain yesterday, really cooled things down and made it more pleasant. But we're all about to get in on some very extreme heat. 82 right now in Parsons, and it feels like 88 with that wind mostly right out of the south there, about 8 miles per hour. So a look at the current temperatures across the board. We've got 81 right now in Camden, 84 in Dyersburg. We've got 82 right now in Covington, 82 in Jackson, 82 in Parsons, and we've got 77 in Selmer, 82 in Bolivar and Somerville and Memphis coming in at 82 degrees. Winds are out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And some footage that we got in yesterday from some of that flooding that was going on. Actually, this was the day before yesterday. On Saturday, when we had that first big round of rain, this was North Jackson. Dakota Strawn had sent this in, some major flooding out there in the parking lot. And the thing is, it wasn't just here in Jackson. This was kind of a sporadic thing throughout parts of Northeast Mississippi, Northwest Alabama. I know my hometown, they had parking lots that looked even worse than this. Muscle Shoals, Alabama, places like that. So, it didn't rain everywhere. Most people didn't get rain, but like we were telling you, the areas that did get rain, they got it. And that's for sure. Some areas have had a little over 4 inches of rain in just, over the weekend through yesterday. So let's go ahead and take a look here. That was just some footage that was sent in, and wow, the parking lot looked like a river. Now, here's a look at our heat advisory. Heat advisory kicks back in tomorrow at 11 a.m. Skylar telling us about that. I guess he's barking about the heat advisory. Now, I don't like it either, Skylar. No. And you can see almost all of West Tennessee is included in that heat advisory. But here's the thing. By the time we get to Wednesday, everybody's going to be included in this heat advisory, and we're likely to start seeing these extreme heat warnings start to kick in. It is going to be a tough week. On a serious note, make sure to take those breaks, make sure the kids are out of the back seat, check on the pets, make sure they got plenty of water. It's only going to get worse as we head into the end of the week, probably the hottest week we've had so far this summer. So very intense heat that we're going to be dealing with here. Radar for tonight, at least no precipitation showing up right now. It is all quiet, no precipitation, and we're going to have very little, if any, rain over the next few days. There's a couple of small chances, but again, anybody that gets rain, it'll be so localized, most of us will be sitting here still in the heat. And it's going to be so hot that the couple of areas that get that little isolated storm, it's just going to heat right back up in about 30 to 45 minutes. So we are in the thick of it now, folks. Get ready is all I can say. We'll just have to do the best we can here. High pressure dome over us, heat waves setting up. We're just going to keep heating up. All the nice and cool air is well up there across the northern Great Lakes and North Ohio Valley. And therefore, that's where all the severe storms are, because we got that transition between the real hot and humid air and the very cool and more continental dry air to the north. And right on that boundary, that's where we're going to be getting all the severe weather. So that puts a level 3 out of 5 over parts of the Ohio Valley and Midwest. And that is for tomorrow. Then we move into Wednesday, and we're looking at still some severe weather. It gets closer to us, but it weakens to a 1 out of 5. But again, we could get that little stray shower or thunderstorm across, say, Benton County. That's always a possibility when you've got this moving that close by. But it's anything that we get is going to be very short-lived. And here's Thursday. We don't have anything in the severe weather outlook, beyond that right now. So let's take a look right now at Futurecast. It doesn't give us much hope of a cool down, and it's, by the way, going into the mid-90s tomorrow. So about 2 degrees hotter than it was today, and plus the humidity is going to bump up too. We'll have some areas in the upper 70s for dew points tomorrow. But you can see a dry slate tonight through tomorrow. And as we look at our hourly forecast here, we're going to drop down only to 74. So it's going to feel humid and kind of warm even in the morning hours as the school buses roll out. We'll be under mostly sunny skies. Here we are for our school bus stop forecast. Mostly clear, 74, light south wind, and then it's going to be 95 by the time the buses roll back in during the afternoon. So light colored clothing, I would take a little water bottle with you, just have it handy. It'd be a good idea because it's going to be heat index there between 100 to about 106 tomorrow. Heat advisory for most of the area. By 11 a.m., that's going to kick in. It'll go from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. And then I'm sure we're probably going to see an extreme heat warning get going by about Wednesday, definitely by Thursday, I think. All right, so here's why. Look at these intense model blend of highs here. You see some triple digits there towards the end of the week. You're going to see my numbers. And I think these are telling more of the truth than like last week. We were leaning to the low side of those, and that's what it was. But you'll see I've kind of brought my numbers up some too because, it is looking tough, guys. Now, here's the weekend. We're still early yet, but we try to give you a look at the weekend once we see the confidence forecast is built up enough to do so. And I think we're good for go here. But we're talking about 99 on Saturday to around 100 actual degrees on the thermometer there on Sunday. And some of those bank thermometers, some of those electronic thermometers, they'll be showing more like 105 in the peak of the afternoon. So watch out there. It's already going to be a very hot and humid weekend. Here's a look at the next 7 days. So I did tweak it down 1 point there for tomorrow, or for Wednesday rather, but I still think we're going to have a lot of areas, especially just south of I-40, that'll easily hit that 95. And then we're going to be about 96 on Thursday. This is when it really gets bad. We're talking about possible extreme heat warning. We could get a stray shower or thunderstorm Friday, but it's not going to do us much good, and most of us won't even get the rain. 98 for the high. And then look at that, upper 70s for overnight lows. Then we just jump right on up to 99 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday, and I don't see any relief. I mean, we may see a little bit of relief towards the middle of next week, but it's not guaranteed. It would be terrible to go into 2 straight weeks of these kind of temperatures. So we're, fingers crossed. I'm thinking there could be a little bit of relief coming in middle of next week. But boy, if that backs off on us, it is going to be a tough situation here. So a very serious heat situation is setting up here for West Tennessee and the region for that matter. So, if you get a chance, check your air conditioner, make sure all is good there. This would be a great place for me to insert heating, air, and plumbing. If your business would like to sponsor our weathercast, we're looking for you. but yeah, have your favorite person check that out. Make sure everything is good to go. Make sure that you've got some extra water in your vehicle if you've got to travel, because especially towards the end of the week up there, 99 to 100 with heat index readings up there as high as 120, you could be in trouble in a hurry, even with shade trees around. So yeah, think about that. Don't get caught off guard there. And we're going to have additional updates all week long as we head through this heat wave. We'll be updating the tropics as well. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for now. Thanks as always for tuning in to West Tennessee Weather Channel. We appreciate your trust. Take care and have a good evening.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.